Shivaya Nama. Today we will try to understand the meaning of Riks 11 through 15 in anuvakkam 1 of Shri Rudram or Satarudriyam. Shivaya Nama. Om Vagartau Viva Sampraktau Vagartau Pratipadhaye Jagatah Pitarau Vande Parvati Parameshwarau. தெள்ளு தன்புணல் கழுத்தள வாயிடை செறிய உள்ளுற பொக்கு நின்று கை உச்சி மேல் குவித்து தள்ளு வெந்திரை கங்கை நீர் ததம்பிய சடையார் கொள்ளும் அன்பினில் குறித்திரம் குறிப்பொடுவையின்றார். Standing in the pond, water up to his neck, Rudra Pashupati Nayanar recited Rudram and reached the word of Lord Shiva. Anuvakkam 11. Avatatyadanhustvagum sahasrakshashateshu dem Ishirya shalyanam mukha shivona sumana bhavam. Sahasraksha, the one with 1,000 eyes. So in this anuvakkam from 11 through 15 is pretty much all the prayers to the bow and his bow, dhanush, and the arrows and all the weapons he has. So these prayers are pretty much to ask him to soften the effects of these weapons. So let's start with 11. Avatatya dhanustvagam sahasraksha sate shude. Sahasraksha, one with, oh Lord Shiva, the one with millions and trillions of eyes. Sahasraksha here 1,000 stands for infinite number, because all the eyes in this universe are his eyes. He sees through all these eyes. So, dhanustvagam, your bow, and shate shudhe, shatam means hundreds, and hundreds of quivers. Quivers means the holder for the arrows. So why hundreds? Because there are millions of us. Hundreds means it's a lot of them. So each one of us have given him one container full of arrows with our karmas and with our name inscripted on that quiver, which means the holder of the arrow. So in that our name is written. So he holds hundreds of this. So we praying for everybody. Avatatya. So your bow should be how it should be. You should not have any string on it. You should untie, please untie the strings of your bow. And then what else you should do? And then shalyana, your arrows and the edges of your arrows, mukha, the edges of your arrows. Here you have to pay attention. The word that the Rishi is using is not the tip of the arrows. You're using edges, mukha, the edges of the arrows, because the tip of the arrow itself has edges on it. So if you just blunt the tip, the edges will still be sharp. So he covers all grounds. So blunt the edges of your arrows. So not only you untie the strings from your bow, and also blunt the edges of your arrows. And then with your auspicious form, the form of Shiva, Sumana, and with the beneficial thoughts towards it, with God, with blessings towards us, not anger, but with blessings towards us, bless us. With good thoughts towards us, please bless us. With your bow untied, with your tips of your arrows blunted, the edges of your arrows blunted, please be favorably minded to us. So one, O Lord Shiva, the one who has thousands of eyes, the one who has hundreds and thousands of quivers, the arrow holders, please loosen the strings of the bow and blunt the edges of the arrows, and assume thy peaceful and auspicious form, and please become well-minded, intentioned with us. Next one. Vinjyandanah kapardinho vishalyo banavagam utam aneshan acheshava aburashya nishangatihi. O Kapardine. Kapardin means one Jatadari, one who has Jatamuti, the Jata on top of his head. Kapardin. So, Jata, that's his eternal crown. So, he's not an artificial crown. So, he's his eternal crown. So, he is ever the king, forever. Because if you have a crown, that could be removed. But Shiva's crown is always eternal. It always stays on his head. So Kapardin, Jatadhari, Jatamudi, Danuhu, how your bow should be. The same prayer from the previous Rik is also repeated here in a different way. Vijyam, Jyam means the string. Vijyam means your bow should be without the string. And then not only your bow should be without the string, but what else? Your quiver, the container of arrows, Bhanavan Uta also. Uta means also Bhanavan, the one that holds your arrows, or our arrows. Vishal Yaha, that should be without the arrows, so which means it should be empty. Throw those away. And then your other weapons, Nishangatihi, the scabbard where you hold the sword. So just in case we have done some big papas, just in case we have done some mahapatakas, papas, so that is not dealt with by an arrow. That's dealt with by a sword of Lord Shiva, chopped it just like that. So in case we have done anything like that and given you a big sword in the form of a big sin or big papa, panchamahapatakas, that sword also make it powerless. Keep your scabbard or the sheath of your sheath empty. Abahu. Be bereft of the sword, be without the sword. So Nishangatihi, just in case the sword is there, let it be powerless. So these are all the prayers to Lord Shiva. Let the bow of the Kapardin, one with matted locks, be Vijyam, be without the string. And then also, let there be no arrows in your quiver, Banavan, in your holder. And also, let there be no sword in your sheath. And also, if there is any sword, make it powerless. That's Yate hetirmidushtamahaste bhabuva te danuhu tayasman bhisvatastvamayakshmayam paribhujam medushtama. One who always blesses true devotees, one who grants blessings and also fulfills the right desires of great devotees. Medushtama, not everybody. You have to be his devotee if you want him to fulfill your right kind of desires. Ya, which hetihi, the weapons that you may have in your hands, haste, te haste, the weapons you may have in your hands, and the bow, the bow, and then let these weapons not cause any harm to the devotees, and then not only not cause any harm to the devotees, and also Vishwataha Asman Paribhuja, let them also, instead of causing, let them do a positive job of protecting us from all kind of dangers, from all kind of harm that will be coming towards us. So your bow and arrow and other weapons, O showerer of blessings, Medushtama, please let them not only not harm us or keep us free from all kind of diseases as well, ayakshmaya, and other harms, but also let these weapons protect us. Namaste astvayudhaya natataya drishnave ubhabhyam mutate namo bahubhyam tavadanvanem. So having put forth all these requests, all these prayers, now we have to please them, please all the weapons. So we are worshipping all these weapons. My namaskarams, my pranams, let to whom? To the weapons. What kind of weapons? Anat namaste astva ayudhaya anatataya drishnave. Namaste astva ayudhaya anatataya drishnave. Ayudhaya. Namaskarams to those weapons. What kind of weapons? There are two adjectives used here. Anatataya weapons and drishnave weapons. Anatataya means the one that's not ready to harm. And Drishnave means, but very powerful. The weapons, my humble pranams, my humble obeisance to your weapons that are very powerful, but not ready to harm. So, what is implied here is you are suggesting to Lord Shiva, let them not harm me. They are very powerful, but I don't think they are going to harm me, sir. So, anatataya. That's why we already put it there. So, namaste astva ayudha ayudhaya anatataya drishnave. Then what? Then further, namaskarams to those hands that would use those weapons. So not only to the powerful weapons that are not ready to harm yet, but also namaskarams to your hands so that the hands may not use your weapons on me. Parite dhanvano hetirasman vranakta vishvataham atoya siddhastavare asman nidehitam. Your bow and arrow, let them spare me, let them spare us, let them not harm us. Parameshwara, your bow, and hetihi, your weapons and arrow. Parivranaktu, spare us. And not only spare us, but spare us how? Spare us by protecting us, by not coming near us. So there are two prayers here. So not only that your weapons should not harm us, but also, Lord Shiva, please put them away. Nidehi, place them, put them away. Where? Far away. Are, put them away to our enemies. Put them away to people who would harm us. Enemies means here all kind of things. Viruses, bacteria, food poisoning, everything is your enemy. So everything that comes from the ground and from the air, from the water, everything that's your enemy that could harm us. So direct your arrows and the weapons towards that. Put them away at a long distance, and also places where there are enemies that could hurt us. So let the arrow of thy spare us in all ways, Vishwataha, and also protect us from all kind of harms and place them very far away from us. So now pretty much you have seen in this anuvakkam 1, this is the last rik in this anuvakkam. The prayer is been pretty much to starting with prayer to Lord Shiva's anger, Manyave. Namo Bhagavate Rudraya, Namaste Rudramanyava, Tota Ishave. So starting with his anger, he worshipped his bow, his arrow, his swords, his shoulders, his hands, all these. So you think Shiva is going to make it that easy for you just with one paragraph? The first anuvakkam of prayer, please do this, please do this. It doesn't happen. So Shiva doesn't even paying attention to you. Oh, please, your bow. Oh, worship your bow. I worship your arrow. I worship your anger. I worship your hand. He's not even listening to you. So the only way to get his attention is to price him sky high. Okay, so now we realized he's not paying attention. So we start with the greatest prayers, glorifying him in very beautiful names. So we start with a dozen names here. So what are those dozen names? Om Namaste. Now here there's no bow, nothing. His glories. Astu Bhagavan. First we say with the name of Bhagavan. Namaste Astu Bhagavan Vishveswaraya Mahadevaya Trayambhakaya Tripurantakaya Trikagnikalaya Kalagnirudraya Neelakantaya Mrityunjayaya Sarveshwaraya Sadashivaya Sriman Mahadevaya Namaha. So we start praising him in these glorious names. Bhagavan, Vishveshwara, you are the Lord of this whole cosmos. Vishva Ishvara, Mahadeva, you are the Lord of all the Devas. Mahadeva, greatest Deva. Ishata Ishini Bihi. Ekam Isham Anisham, who is unlauded by any other lords. He is the only Lord. There is no second, not Dvitiyo. So Rudra is the only one. So Vishveshwaraya, Mahadevaya, Trayambakaya, three-eyed, Tripurantakaya, who destroyed these three asuras, cities of three asuras. Trikagnikalaya, he is destroyer of the time, three time, past, present, and future. Trikagnikalaya, also other meaning that's given is the Trikagnikalaya, one who is in the fire that is lit by the three Sandhya practices like morning, midday, and evening. So Trikagni, those are the three types of fires. Also past, present, and future. Trikagni Kalaya, one who burns the three kalas. So which means he's timeless, he's beyond time. And also what? Kalagni Rudraya. So in the relative world, in the absolute world, he's beyond time. But in the relative world, in the cosmos, there's the creation. What does he do? He devours. Kalagni Rudra. He devours time. He devours everything. So everything that is once created is devoured by Parameshwara. So everything that is in this cosmos has a time in origin and comes into existence and then comes into resolution or devoured by Kalagni Rudra. Your body is devoured by him. Your deeds are devoured by him. Your thoughts are devoured by him. Everything. The only thing that is not devoured by him is your love towards him. The bhakti that you do to Lord Shiva, that's the only thing that remains at the end. Everything else you do, Shiva just devours it and then dispenses the result as per the nature of those items that he devoured. If he did a good deed, good results come, and if it's otherwise, arrows, and if it's a big sin, then the swords come. So Trikagni Kalaya, then Kalagni Rudraya, Neelakantaya, the blue-throated, Mrityunjayaya, Mrityunjaya, the one who conquers death, the one who helps you to conquer death. Sarva Ishwaraya, Ishwara of all the Ishwaras, Ishwara of everything, Sarveshwaraya. Sada Shivaya, eternally auspicious, eternally blissful, eternally Mangalam, eternally happiness, eternal bliss, Sada Shivam. And the eternal soul in you, that is eternal. That's it. Ullam Perungovil, Unudambu Alayam, Vallal Viranarku Vai Gopuravasal, Tellat Telindarku, Jeevan Sivalingam. That Sivalingam is eternal. That's Sada Shiva. And also Tirumular says in another hymn that Manuda Akkai Vadivu Sivalingam. He uses only 4 words. Sivalingam, Chidambaram, Sadashivam, Tirukuttu. Manuda Akkai Vadivu Sivalingam, Manuda Akkai Vadivu Chidambaram, Manuda Akkai Vadivu Sadashivam. Manuda Akkai Vadivu Tirukutte. So, Manuda Akkai Vadivu Sivalingam, the shape of your body. Manuda means it's all human beings, neither not representing men or women, just all of us. When you sit in a lotus pose or just sit on the floor with your legs crossed, you look like a Shivalingam. Akkai Shivalingam. Vadivu Chidambaram, because you're floating in this consciousness, eternal consciousness, Chaitanyam, Shuddha Chaitanyam, the whole existence in the Shuddha Chaitanyam, Shiva consciousness, that's where you're existing. So therefore, Chit Ambaram. And then Sadashivam, the soul in you is eternal. The outside praharams and the walls of the temple could come and go, but what stays in there, that Shivalingam inside of you, that Sadashivam is always eternal. Manuda Akkai Vadivu Tirukutte. Tirukutte means the human body is also the dance of Shiva, cosmic dance of Shiva. What do you mean by cosmic dance of Shiva? The physiology, your circulatory system, your lymphatic system, your nervous system, all this system, that system, kidneys, digestive system, elimination system. There are hundreds and hundreds of systems in your body, and these are all the dance of Shiva. Food you eat gets digested, absorbed by the glucose is absorbed by the blood and taken to the cells, and the oxygen is absorbed from the lungs, taken to the cells. All this non-stop activity, the dance of Lord Shiva happens. Manuda Akkai Vadivu Tirukutte. So when this dance stops, then it becomes a street dance. Sadashivam. Sriman Mahadevaya Namaha. So we are glorifying him in all these 12 names so beautifully, in 1,000 names. But this also doesn't have any effect on him. Oh, you're putting a long list of shopping list, and then you just give me these 12 names of price, and nothing is going to happen. Don't worry. So Shiva is again, we didn't get his attention yet. Okay, so then what we do from anuvakkam 2, we start, okay, now we're really going to get his attention. So with these 300 names, we really get his attention. Namo Hiranyabhave, Namaha Senhanye Namaha. So that's from anuvakkam 2. In our next class, we will discuss that. Om Namah Shivaya.